I saved money every single week for a year. Coins, a folded 5, whatever I could spare, straight into a jar on my table. I was finally being good with money, and I still felt broke. Same flip in my stomach every time I opened my banking app. Same fog. Hey, it's Sora. Come sit with me for a minute. For the longest time, I thought that feeling meant I wasn't saving enough. It didn't. And the person who tried to warn me? My grandfather, with a sentence that made 0 sense to me at the time. Never save money. So here's what I want to figure out together today. Why do so many of us save and still feel broke? Because I promise, the answer isn't just save harder. It's something much smaller, and honestly, much kinder. Back then, everyone else in my life was saying the exact opposite. Save for the future, save for safety, save for peace of mind. And here was this gentle old man telling me the reverse. Honestly, I thought he'd gotten it backwards. It took me years to understand what he actually meant. And when it finally landed, it quietly rewired how I see money. He explained it the only way he ever explained anything. He told me a story. There was a man in his village everyone quietly called lazy. Not because he couldn't work, because he chose not to. Every day he'd sit under that tree, watching the sky, dreaming out loud. One day I'll open a shop. One day I'll be somebody. But that day never came. And here's the part that got me, because I've done this too. Dreaming feels like progress. It's got all the warmth of moving forward, and none of the actual movement. Meanwhile, his wife worked without stopping. One evening she told him, softly, "Dreams are beautiful, but they don't fill an empty stomach." He just nodded and said, "Someday," not knowing that someday is very often a gentler word for never. And then one night, everything cracked open. His little grandson came to him, barefoot, hungry, and asked if there was any bread. So they opened the cupboard together. Empty. No rice, no bread, nothing. Something broke in the man right then. For the first time, the dream and the reality stood in the same room and looked right at each other. The next morning, he went out and worked. And he worked hard. Lifting, hauling, coming home wrung out every night. And money did start coming in, but it never stayed. It came in and vanished. Into food, into bills, into all the small daily needs that never take a day off. Again and again, right back where he started. He wasn't lazy anymore. He was exhausted, and he still wasn't moving forward. Let's name that feeling, because I think a lot of us live inside it. Running as hard as we possibly can and staying in the exact same spot. Next one day, he overheard someone say, "If you save money, you'll be safe." So he tried. He found a glass jar. Yeah, I know. And every week, a few coins. That little clink gave him hope. This, he told his grandson, is our future. But saving cost him. Worn-out clothes, smaller meals, saying no and no and no again. He carried all of it because he truly believed the jar would keep them safe. Months later, the jar was finally full. He carried it to the market, and the prices had moved. What used to buy 3 sacks of corn now barely bought 1.5. Okay, here's the part that surprised me, because this is the quiet thing nobody explained to me for years. Money sitting completely still doesn't stay the same. It slowly loses its power. Here's the your 5 version. Picture your money as an ice cube, held in your closed hand, kept safe. You're not spending it, you're being careful. But the whole time, it's melting. That melt has a boring grown-up name, inflation. In a normal year, prices just drift up a little, a few cents on every dollar. You don't feel it day to day, but leave money totally still for long enough, and it quietly buys less than it did. Let's step out of the story for a second, because this isn't just about a man and a jar. If we've got money sitting completely still right now, a jar, a checking account we never touch, cash under the metaphorical mattress, this same quiet melt is happening to it. Not dramatically, just a little, every year. The man did everything right by the old rule, and the old rule still let him down. So let's sit with the honest question. If saving alone isn't enough, then what is? That evening, the man sat outside, tired, and he actually noticed his neighbors. They weren't rich, but they looked calm. One was carrying eggs, another milk. And it clicked. They weren't only saving money, they were making it. Taking a little and turning it into something that made a little more. Let's sit with that. There's saving, and there's giving money a job. Two completely different things, and most of us only ever get taught the first one. So a small idea landed on him. What if we buy chickens? And this time, he didn't wait for someday. He took the coins from the jar and bought a few thin little chickens. At first, 1 egg, then 2. They ate some, sold some, and the money from the eggs bought a few more chickens. Slowly, the money stopped disappearing. It started to grow. One morning, he held that egg up to the light and said something I've never forgotten. This is more powerful than money. Money can be spent. Money can lose its value. But when you use money to make something, it grows. And that's what my grandfather meant. All those years, and it finally landed. He was never telling me saving is bad. He was telling me not to only save. Because saving all by itself is like water held in cupped hands. Inflation and time and everyday life slowly take it, no matter how careful the grip. But give even a small amount of money a purpose, a real job, and it stops slipping away. It starts, very quietly, to grow. So, what's the Ikigai move here? Not go be a genius investor. Not run out and buy chickens. Remember, the chickens were the someday. This is the first egg. Here's the gentle version. This week, take one small amount of money that's just sitting still, even a tiny bit, and give it a single job. And maybe that first job is simply moving it somewhere it earns a little instead of nothing, like a savings account that actually pays you a bit of interest. You don't start with a whole flock. You start with one small thing that grows a little instead of melting. One small amount, one small purpose. You're not fixing your whole financial life today. You're just letting $1 start doing a little work for you. Quick, honest note. I'm just one person figuring money out right next to you, not a financial advisor. This is a nudge, not a plan. I still have my jar, but it's not the whole plan anymore. Now, it's just one thing I do, the safe little cushion, while a small piece of my money quietly goes off and does a job. And here's the difference I actually feel. The money isn't vanishing into fog now. I can see it. And you can only change what you can see. So maybe my grandfather was right all along. Not never save, just never only save. If this is the kind of money talk that lets you breathe a little easier, I put a new little diary entry here every week. Come figure it out with me. Small steps, big calm. Find your money Ikigai. See you next time.